full knowledge of what they were doing. They went down, they found the Ark of the Covenant where it was. It was down by the Philistines. They were not bothering that thing at all. They'd put it on a cart, and on animals would carry it from place to place. And where they died, listen to me, where those animals died is where the ark stayed. And when that ark stayed in certain places where the Philistines were, that men out of curiosity would go and look in it, and they would die with plague. They would go and view it and say, listen here, we got to get rid of this thing. They'd heard the stories that when they first captured it, they put it before Dagon, their god. And in the nighttime, God, through the power of His glory, knocked old Dagon right in the head, and he fell flat, my friend, before the Ark of the Covenant. And when they saw that, they said, we got to get rid of this thing. And they told everybody that saw it, don't touch that thing. Don't look in that thing. Don't touch it. Just like MC Hammer, you can't touch this. Hello? Come on, you young people, y'all. Hey, what feeling did he have? You know, David, he said, we've got to get this thing. They went, and the first mistake, they made a new cart. Oh, Lord, I could preach there for an hour. A lot of new cart making in church today. Worshiping God like it's, you know, in different manners and means. They don't give glory to Him whatsoever. Doctrines that are deaf doctrines. Doctrines that lead us from holy living and unto a compromising faith and compromising heart. And living in the flesh and still claiming that we are born again. I want to tell you, if the blood of Jesus Christ does not wash us, we are not washed. If we're not following and practicing the truth of the Holy Word, we're not living. Life is through the power of the blood and through the power of the Word and the impartation of the Spirit and the glory of God. Oh, them two boys, Uzziah and Hoiah. It's not like Ohio, but it's Hoiah. You got to leave off a little. You got to cut your breath off to pronounce it right. How do I know? I listened to the word pronounced and practiced. Don't do me very much good to practice, but I practice. And you see, what happened was that they said, let's get him on this cart. You know, one of the things they had forgotten, that the high priest, before anybody was to mess, even the Levitical priest of the household of Levi, they were not to even look at the ark or touch the ark without the high priest going and covering the ark. In the weather and in the elements, the covering of the ark had frayed and it had disintegrated. Open eyes could see the ark. The plagues of tumors and hemorrhoids and problems would plague the Philistines. They refused to even touch the ark and look at it. They let it fall into what they call, the words translated, a woodville. It says, and David arose and went with all the people that were with him for the battle of Judah to bring up from thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord's host, the dwelling between the cherubims. Scroll up. Understanding. Are you there with me, Ricky? There she is. And you and I, we look and understand what happened. What began to happen, they looked at that ark, said, man, we're going to get it to the house of David, and we're going to worship God. We're going to have strength and blessing upon the Lord. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Ebed. A pair of oxen anywhere